Do it live. We will do it live. I have weird noises coming out of the speakers, but it's fine. It's fine. What's up, sons? It's Blind Rod with Son of a Tech once again, and welcome to the Crypto Mining Morning Show. Apologies for taking a week off, but I needed some time to get some things sorted. Even as it sits, just a disclaimer, I have the kids out here. If they go crazy and make noise, then we'll just have to deal with it. Hopefully it doesn't hurt the production quality that much. But I'm happy to be back. We have not as much news. It seems like pretty much the crypto market in general, especially like from the mining perspective, has kind of slowed down news-wise. So we don't have like a ton of new miners released. In fact, in the past week, there was only one new release, and that's from Team Black Miner, and it doesn't really have that much information in it, but we will be covering it. We did see some benchmarks on Twitter being run on the new Chinese GPUs, so we will be talking about that. And then we also have AMD's 6500 XT and 6400. The interesting part about this being that they are shifting to a new manufacturing process, and that's going to be 6 nanometer. I'm pretty excited about that from a, I guess, hardware perspective. Of course, we do know typically that sort of improvement, what I mean by that is core performance, right? Core clock, all that stuff doesn't really affect mining necessarily at this point. It's not something that's been leveraged for mining, at least. Now, we also are going to be talking a little bit about the crypto market going down. I know I don't usually talk about that sort of stuff, but one of the things is kind of judging good projects versus bad projects, whatever, and seeing kind of how they shook out. Basically, one of the projects that dipped super hard this morning is one that I've been backing for a while, as far as like thinking that it has a lot of promise. It looks like it's slowed down and losing some steam, so I want to call that out so you guys are aware of it. We're also going to be taking a look at mining profitability as always, and if you don't mind hitting that like button and sharing the stream out, it helps incredibly. I know that taking a week off means that we are probably going to be experiencing, of course, once again, a bunch of issues with the algorithm, because that's just typically how my channel functions, unfortunately. But we are also ramping up content. So basically back here, you can see we already have a GPU on the test bench. We finished testing the 3070 Ti. We have some CPUs that are going in. We have rig builds. I am going to be reconfiguring a couple rigs to get essentially more information out to you guys in regard to light hash rate, GPUs, and their profitability. My plan is to essentially build one rig with one of every light hash rate GPU that I have currently. That's going to be 3060s, 3070 Ti's, 3080 Ti's. I don't have any 3080, 3070 light hash rate GPUs. All mine are non-light hash rate. I've been lucky enough to pick those up. I am also going to talk about an opportunity to purchase GPUs right now, even though it goes against my best interest to do so, and I don't even have an affiliate link with them, but it will be important for you guys if you're interested in purchasing those. Let's go ahead and go through today's sponsor. It's Crypto.com. Crypto.com is a long-term sponsor of the channel, and I appreciate them a lot. So if you can show support for them by clicking the affiliate link down in the description, that would be awesome. Today's sponsor is Crypto.com. Crypto.com is my go-to centralized exchange for liquidating my crypto assets. With their Crypto.com Visa debit card, I can load up my mined Ethereum to pay for power and other operating costs quickly while earning up to 8% cash back. In addition to the Visa debit card, there are additional fiat options, including wire transfers, to easily receive your profits. Crypto.com also also offers additional services, including trading and even staking to earn additional revenue on your investments. Join 10 million plus users buying and selling 100 plus cryptocurrencies at true cost by using my affiliate link in the description for a $25 funding bonus. Or enter referral code SOAT at sign up for the same bonus. Remember, cryptocurrency investment comes with significant risks, so do your own research. Alrighty, so welcome back everybody. First thing that we're going to hop into is a new release of Team Black Miner. And like I said, essentially, there is really no notes on this. This was released 7 days ago, so it would have been last Tuesday, and we would have covered it last Tuesday, except we took the week off for Christmas. Improved light hash rate unlock. This is going to have to be vetted, obviously, plugged in, see how it compares to NB Miner and LOL Miner, which are kind of my two go-tos for light hash rate unlocks right now. Team Black Miner has not previously worked that well with light hash rate unlocks, at least in my humble opinion. Let me know what you guys think about that. Of course, if you have any kind of insight onto making it perform better, or if you have tested this new version 1.35 and find it to be better than the other light hash rate unlockable miners. So there you go. Not too much going on there. Now, the next thing that we have going on is going to be the Chinese Fenghua, or Fenghua, something like that, Fenghua. Gaming GPU that is being released, and essentially we have a new video of a benchmark demo. We'll kind of go over that. There's not too much information on this though. So here's the article. It's on Tom's Hardware and it was posted 2 days ago. Stuart Randall, an author at TechNode, has shared a video on his personal Twitter account of Innosilicon's Fenghua 1 graphics card up and running. The Fenghua 1 is the first homegrown Chinese GPU, and even though its specifications are public, its performance remains a mystery. Therefore, it's unknown whether it has what it takes to hang with the best graphics card from NVIDIA and AMD. But the video proves the cards are up and running. The demonstration showed the GPU running on the GFX benchmark, specifically the T-Rex scene. Unfortunately, an FPS counter wasn't present during the benchmark run, and we didn't get to see the results screen afterwards. Nevertheless, the footage looked pretty smooth. Then again, GFX Bench is more orientated to mobile devices, so the software isn't the best performance judge for discrete GPUs. Due to the quality of the video, it's also hard to tell whether the GPU Type A or Type B, which is the dual GPU, was on the test system. We're more inclined to the former, but Randall shared a photograph of the latter in a subsequent tweet. You can see the video image in the embedded tweet below. Let me make sure this is muted real quick. And then this is it. This is all. And then they did, he started in portrait and then moved to landscape, but it didn't flip the video, which kind of sucks. And then he kind of goes down. This benchmark's not really a great benchmark. It's not one that I ever used to test discrete GPUs. And we don't even know what the performance on is it. So like, I feel like honestly, like a cell phone can run that benchmark. So there's not a lot going on there. However, compared to the previous information that we had on this GPU, we do have some new information. The GPU, which likely leverages Imagination Technologies' Power VR architecture, is a product of the 12 nanometer manufacturing process. Theoretically, the Type A variant delivers up to 5 teraflops of FP32 performance, putting it on the same level as the 2060. The Type B, which is the dual GPU version, puts it on par with the RTX 3060. So the big thing that's interesting is that we aren't really sure what memory is in there still. So it's going to be 4 gigabytes, 8 gigabytes, and 16 gigabytes of GDDR6 or GDDR6X. Now that's going to obviously impact the speed. And then as we talked about in previous videos, you can go back and go through them, GDDR6 is soon going to be faster than GDDR6X. So Is it going to be the new GDDR6 with the 24 gigabits per second? Or is it going to be the 6X with the 19 gigabits per second? Or is it going to be the GDDR6 with 16 gigabits per second? Either way, like, it's kind of hard to judge performance off of this. Now, it does say that the bandwidth is at 304 gigabytes per second, which is 10% less than an RTX 2060. So if we wanted to kind of try to figure out on the Type 1 single GPU variant what the possible hash rates could be, we could just run a percent calculator of that 30 mega hash that we typically see on the RTX 2060 and find that this GPU should be around 27 mega hash a second. The upside to this, of course, is going to be the low power consumption that does look like it could possibly have. So for power consumption, the company has identified a power draw less than 20 watts in desktop applications and less than 50 watts in multi-channel cloud workloads. So if we wanted to like take a look at like power to hash rate, we are looking at a very good possibility here, because if we see that 27 mega hash a second and it's going to be at 50 watts, then you would look at a 0.54, so about a half a mega hash, a little over like, let's see, so 0.54 mega hash per watt, which would be a pretty dang good. Most of the time 0.6 to 0.7, somewhere around there is what you're looking at with RTX 3000 series. So there is a possibility for this particular GPU to essentially perform very well from a hash to power ratio. And so that is one thing to keep in mind for this particular GPU. So there you go. Let's go ahead and hop into new information on AMD's RX 6500 XT and 6400. It will be using a new manufacturing process, so let's hop into that. This is on videocars.com. AMD 6 nanometer Navi 24 GPU pictured coming soon to the 6500 XT graphics card. It has been a while since AMD presented a full lineup of Radeon GPUs. It is indeed more than a year since the introduction of Navi 21, but the fourth smallest member of the family is finally here. The Navi 24 is the entry-level GPU targeting budget desktop gamers and most likely next-gen mid-range laptops. AMD Navi 24 is a small GPU with a die size estimated at 141 millimeters squared, so a bit smaller than RDNA 1 Navi 14 of 158 millimeters squared. The render confirms that the GPU has half of the GPU clusters of Navi 23, which is 16, with each cluster occupied by 64 stream processors. The full implementation offers 1024 shading units. The infinity cache size has been reduced to 16 megabytes, and there is only 64-bit wide memory controller, which is going to be the biggest issue for mining. So once again, what are we looking for in mining? We're looking for memory performance. The smaller the bus, the smaller the overall performance of any said GPU on pretty much any crypto out currently. And so is this GPU going to be good for mining? Not necessarily. Probably not. I'm leaning towards no. We also have a low amount of video memory coming out on this, meaning we are looking at like 4 gigabytes presumably on both the 6500 XT and the 6400. So it's not looking that good for performance in mining, unfortunately. Now, what could be the savior here would be that reduction in amount of cores and that size on the core, and that could reduce the power consumption to a point to where it makes it very efficient. And we'll have to just see what those numbers come out to. Will it be as good as what Intel is talking about and touting with their current new GPUs that are launching? Probably not. It also depends, once again, which memory variant we're going to get on those Intels. Now, as far as the memory variants on this particular model, we're going to be getting the old generation GDDR6, which is going to be the slower memory just in general. So there's not going to be like the new GDDR6 that is going to be running at 24 gigabits per second, and it's not GDDR6X. So this one looks pretty disappointing in my humble opinion for mining, but it is important to cover. I think from a gaming perspective and productivity, it's very intriguing because we are getting essentially a new manufacturing process. We're getting a smaller die, where it's probably going to be pretty dang power efficient, at least from those perspectives. And it could be a great entry-level GPU for gaming. And then if we can find some things to mine on it, you know, that can always be a positive as well. So let's go ahead and talk about our last topic for the day, which is going to be altcoin losses after Bitcoin is rejected at 52,000. Now, I'm not a trader. This is not trading analysis or trading advice. There are other YouTube channels to check out for that. I don't currently have any recommendations for trading channels. It's not that I don't watch them. It's just that I don't want to make any suggestions on trading channels either. I think in the past I have talked about essentially my problem with cryptocurrency influencers, the way that they function and the way that they essentially manipulate the market for their own personal gain. And this happens a lot. I've tried my best to stay away from it personally and stick to the tech in the cryptocurrency space because I see this as a big issue within cryptocurrency. And you need to keep in mind that anytime you watch any of these cryptocurrency trading channels, a lot of times they have taken paid sponsorship directly from coins that they're trying to pump. You can typically see pre-buys before they release their video, and you can see dumps after they release their video, meaning that in a lot of cases what you're seeing is a manipulation of that particular coin for personal profit, and hence why I can't in any good conscience suggest any crypto trading channels personally, because I can't tell which ones are going to be honest and clear and which ones are not going to be honest. And while one may be honest right now and have a good track record, there is always the potential for some damage. Now, in some cases, and in a lot of cases, just to be fair to any of the crypto trading channels, it should be mentioned that they may not intentionally be doing the manipulation themselves. Maybe they did take a paid sponsorship, or maybe somebody just tweeted at them to kind of try to get them to look at it, and it's actually the people behind the scenes doing those pre-buys and dumps because they know that some content creator or cryptocurrency influencer is going to mention it in a video in a couple days. It reeks of insider trading, obviously, to me, and is sketchy. So this is why I stay away from trading in general, but paying attention to the market. And then also what I want to talk about here is Polkadot, because Polkadot is leading the altcoin loss after Bitcoin is rejected at 52,000. So Bitcoin failed to hold above 52,000 after briefly breaking through the resistance level on Monday and slipped below 49,500 in early European hours on Tuesday, pulling the broader market lower. Leading losses among the top 10 cryptocurrencies by market capitalization were Polkadot's DOT tokens, which fell 8% in 24 hours after being a top gainer on Sunday. Others such as Solana, Cardano, and XRP averaged losses of 3.4%. Now, in the grand scheme of things and in cryptocurrency, these aren't great losses. These are actually not bad at all. I'm used to much more volatility, but it's important to point out that essentially what we did see with Polkadot here is one of those things where it kind of pumped up and then dumped real quick. And I have talked about Polkadot in the past, specifically from a technical perspective, but I wanted to make sure you guys are aware that as far as in the markets, this is how it's performing. What I do like about DOT and Polkadot in general, primarily, is going to be that it runs on Rust and it has a very robust wiki for developers to hop in and start working with it. Is it the chosen platform? outside of Ethereum? Well, if we take a look at the past year, it doesn't look like that's the actual case. In my opinion, where I see a lot of the projects moving to is to obviously Solana, and then of course Cardano kind of in the background there. Cardano's an interesting one because where I've actually seen the most development has been in a proof of work coin called Ergo. And Ergo has actually already deployed a decentralized finance platform. So swapping, adding liquidity, all that sort of stuff. And they've also added an NFT auction house as well. And for how young the coin is, it's super important for that to be mentioned. The other thing is that its relation to Cardano is that it is an oracle for Cardano. The other interesting part about that is eventually its decentralized platform system will be integrated with Cardano, and you'll be able to swap Cardano for Ergo and that sort of thing on a decentralized platform. Those are kind of what I'm seeing just in the, I guess, Ethereum-esque coins, right? So we're talking about programmable blockchain. We're not talking about currencies. I've talked about the difference between these types of coins in the past, and if we need a refresher, please let me know for the new people that have been joining and getting into crypto as of more recently. So here we go. Let's go ahead and finish this out though. DOT surged over $32 on Monday, but traders have since taken profits and the tokens exchanged hands for $28 in Asian hours on Tuesday. They are, however, still 20% higher than last Tuesday. Prices slipped, falling below 34-day moving average, a tool used to determine the market trends using past prices. In Asian hours Tuesday, failing to trade above the moving average indicates DOT's decline from $54 highs in November is likely to continue. Other big losers among large cap cryptocurrencies were tokens of decentralized payment network Luna and Ethereum scaling solution Polygon Matic, with both sliding 7% in the past 24 hours. Tokens of the two surged in the past week following favorable catalyst. Decentralized finance, DeFi, activity rose on Terra as crypto investors bet on the network as the next DeFi play, while the launch of top Ethereum-based exchange Uniswap on Polygon saw demand for Matic increase. This is pretty standard stuff. What was happening essentially is people got wind that we were going to see Polygon partner up, of course, with Uniswap. And if you guys aren't familiar, Uniswap is kind of like the OG of decentralized finance platforms, and having Polygon as kind of the, I would call it, even though it's new, both of these things, all these new technologies, but I would call Polygon kind of the OG of layer 2 solutions on the Ethereum blockchain to reduce fees. If you have a partnership between them, of course, a whole bunch of people are going to buy it up. Now, what happens after that is that some people want to take those quick profits after everything has kind of settled down. And that's more than likely what has happened in this particular case. And should be mentioned that it doesn't seem out of the norm in my humble opinion. So we also got to talk about Ethereum rivals gaming cryptos. This is something I'm actually trying to get into more from a research perspective. First of all, I like blockchain technologies. I like, cryptocurrency. Obviously, I'm super interested in where it's going to go. From the perspective of gaming, I have a lot of reservations when it comes to cryptocurrency and gaming and NFTs, because I think that you can go down the wrong path very quickly. I've been a gamer for many, many years, and the evolution of gaming has seemed to go in the complete opposite direction of what I would prefer, but I probably sound like a boomer at this point. That being said, things I don't like are like microtransactions in games, loot boxes, and of course battle passes. These are all basically monetization methods that I think have moved the gaming industry in a poor direction, as opposed to having a solid experience from the start to the end and earning your clout within the game by earning the items to make your character look better, reminiscent of something like, of course, World of Warcraft or Diablo, where you actually have to go earn World of Warcraft vanilla, by the way, but where you have to go earn the gear within the game. you have these kind of weird things where you can just purchase them. So the way the NFT market needs to function within gaming, in my humble opinion, if it functions at all, is that the games that implement it need to make sure that that ecosystem is locked down. Now the problem, of course, is you have like a couple different things that could happen. The developers themselves could sell NFTs for those items in some sort of in-game store. They could still have redeemable, essentially, events that would be similar to battle passes or access through some battle pass system. Or they could just have the entire ecosystem built in. What happens when you have the entire ecosystem built into a game, though, is you have economic balance or imbalances that can affect gameplay as well. So an example of this was the initial launch of Diablo 3. Now, with the initial launch of Diablo 3, the big issue that you had here was that it had a gold auction house, which sounds cool, right? You can import your US dollars, your hard-earned money, and you can purchase items from other players that have gotten the drops that you need. Why didn't it work? Well, it didn't work because essentially the economy within Diablo 3 at the time was not functioning properly. The drops weren't happening frequently enough on certain items and happening too frequently on other items to where there was a huge disparity between item prices, meaning that players that were of one class, let's say a witch doctor that could never get their drop, were getting a whole bunch of barbarian drops, and the barbarian that got the one witch doctor drop would sell that item for $500, but because the barbarian item is dropping so frequently because the economy's messed up and the balance is off, the witch doctor can't sell the barbarian item for more than $1, meaning that he would have to farm like 500 pieces of the barbarian and to basically earn purchasing the witch doctor item. So it didn't work, and this will be a huge balancing problem for NFTs in general as it relates to gaming. And there are obviously other things that are coming into play here as well, which are all of the different metaverses. Now, don't get metaverse confused with Meta from Facebook, because you need to keep in mind what we're going to have is a multitude of metaverses. It's going to just be an infinite amount of metaverses. Here's the other thing. Whichever metaverse that you decide to invest in, you will probably be heavily invested in. And if you choose the wrong one, it's just like choosing a bad cryptocurrency. Meaning, like, if you pick a terrible metaverse that nobody wants to participate in 10 years from now because something else took over, well, all of your investments are nil. Now, hopefully, obviously, what you would see is because of the decentralized nature of the NFTs, you would be able to transfer assets from one metaverse to another metaverse. But what you could have there, of course, is licensing issues, etc., depending on how they implement any of these NFTs into their system. In an ideal world, like I said, you would be able to transfer them between metaverses, and hopefully that will be the case. I'm just not so certain that that will be how it ends up shaking out in the long term. So there's kind of my rundown and early thoughts on crypto and gaming. That being said, of course, we have had dips. So outside of the top 20 tokens of Ethereum rival blockchains took hits. Near and Cosmos, Atom, which surged last week as traders searched for the next ecosystem that could replicate Ethereum's success, slid 8%, while Phantom, FTM, dropped as much as 9% in the past 24 hours, data from CoinGecko showed. Gaming-related cryptocurrencies were another losing sector. Gala tokens declined 7%, while fan favorites Axie Infinity, AXS, and the Sandbox, which was a surprise to me, both fell 4.4%. Now, Sandbox is kind of the go-to right now, as far as I understand. There is Decentraland and stuff like that too. I'm going to be trying to look into all of them. Maybe you guys can point me in the right direction in the comment section below. I'm interested, but I'm very cautious when it comes to all of these things. Let's go ahead and take a look at the mining market. Back to mining for this show. Hopefully, I went ahead and showed you guys or talked about everything that from that perspective and covered it all, because we don't usually cover that sort of stuff on this channel. So I thought it was important, though, at this time. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at, this was the 2060 with Flux and Cero both beating out Ethereum. This is becoming more and more common. It becomes even more common once you start putting in the real numbers. So one of the things I've been doing this week while testing, obviously, the 3070 Ti is getting tunes in. And once you get tunes in, what you start to realize, for example, on the 3070 Ti, is that these numbers aren't really accurate. So for one, ET hash 55 is a little excessive. 53 is more standard, right? So it's a little lower on the Ethereum side. Then there were coins like Autolycos where it's a little low by default, where it is typically sitting around 186 to 190 mega hash a second on the 3070 Ti. And then Zel hash, which is Flux, is actually lower. It's only 35, but we're going to talk about that in the review video later this week. So let me know what other things you're interested in as far as getting these tunes in, getting the right numbers in. I'm trying to do my best, but right now 3070 Ti, you got Cero in first with Ravencoin in second and Conflux in third, with Flux coming in fourth, but albeit with, actually kind of double the actual hash power. So not really accurate there. Let's go ahead and take a look at the 3090 because that is one we look at every week. Take the 3070 Ti off and calculate this out. We have Ethereum in first at $6.04 a day after power. We are dropping hard, boys, and you'll see that in my profitability. I also have a rig down right now, which I fixed last night and seems to be down again. So I'm having issues with 3080 Ti's, unfortunately, but it is what it is. Let's go ahead and take a look at the 2080 Ti. And pretty much all the light hash rate GPUs are performing better on pretty much anything but Ethereum. The 2080 Ti is showing most profitable in Flux, and then Cero, and then kind of pretty much anything but Ethereum, which is quite surprising. But yeah, Ethereum's in third. But we also have BitTube Cash performing well on it, and Swap XP, and even Ryo down here at $2.30 a day, which is pretty surprising. Ryo is a project I've always liked, but unfortunately I think the dev has gone MIA. FireEye UK has not responded to me on Twitter or to any of my DMs, and has not updated his miner in quite some time either. So I'm not sure what's going on there. I feel like Ryo is a dead project, but what's interesting is it had a recent difficulty increase. So people have been moving to it. What's going on with Ryo? We need a deep dive on that. It's interesting. Let's go ahead and take a look at the AMD cards. One of my favorite, the 5700 XT. We still have Ethereum in first, Firo coming in second at quite a bit less at $1.66 a day after power, and Ravencoin at $1.50 a day after power. Then we have the new line. Let's go ahead and just take a look at the 6800 XT from AMD. And you have Ethereum in first with $3.44 a day after power, and Firo in second at $2.55 a day after power. What's interesting is because Ryo actually at even 10 cents a kilowatt hour comes out more profitable after power because it doesn't take as much power as Firo. What we don't have here is Flux clocked in, and I know that's the number you guys want. I am going to be trying to pull a 6000 series GPU out to be testing Flux for you guys on that and seeing if it's better than we expect. So, there you go. Now, as far as mining profitability on my farm, we are down pretty hard, $296 a day. So we are under $300 a day. Part of that is because I have this 3080 Ti rig down, which is two 3080s and two 3080 Ti's. And it is essentially crashing due to, well, I thought I had these up here. Anyways, it's crashing due to load averages being high on the CPU. I don't think the CPU cooler is enough for that 5600 out of nowhere because it looks to be getting hot. So I'm going to have to get that sorted, unfortunately. We are down, but you know, we're down and we're up and we're down and we're up. It's fine. Let's go ahead and take a look at the difficulty spikes in the markets today. Bitcoin has basically, well, just been, it went back, it went up on, so that was the 13th. Was that the 13th? The 11th. Went up about what, 20%? 10%. Went about up 10% in difficulty. Ethereum, let's go ahead and take a look. It's kind of fluctuating back and forth, right? So it's still sticking around the same. We did drop and then go back up, but right around that 12p. And the ones that are getting dangerous, they have, you know, huge increases, is Flux. As you can see here, I don't know if we had like a big farm try to test on, like, I guess that would have been right on Christmas Day, a huge difficulty spike on Christmas Day, or well, sort of, yeah. And then it dropped back down a little bit, but it's still pretty high. Flux profitability is probably being damaged pretty hard right now. Keep an eye on it if you guys are on there with any of your rigs. I know I had moved some 2080 Ti's there. People are catching on to Flux. To me, that looks like at least a decent sized farm, probably testing out profitability, maybe in preparation for ETH 2.0. It's hard to tell. And then the Rio pump, which is interesting as well in difficulty, is what the mine was saying, but I don't see it on the difficulty chart here. So that's kind of weird. December 22nd, it went way up and then it dropped back down. So I don't know that it really matters at this point. Showing hash rate at 1 mega hash a second, like, I don't know. I wouldn't really worry about it too much. I'm surprised it's still up and kicking. Let me check this real quick and I'll be right back. Okie dokie. Let's talk about mining pools and their profitability. The last 90 days, Mining Pool Hub has been in first, with Crazy Pool in second and Ethermine in third. Last 60 days, Mining Pool Hub has remained in first, with ZET in second and Crazy Pool in third. Last 30 days, Mining Pool Hub in first, with Flex Pool in second and Ethermine in third. Last 21 days, we have Mining Pool Hub in first, with ZET in second and Flex Pool in third. Last 14 days, we have Mining Pool Hub in first, with Ethermine in second and 2 miners in third. Last 7 days, Crazy Pool was in first, with Ethermine in second and Flex Pool in third. The last 3 days, Ethermine in first, with 2 miners in second and Flex Pool in third. And for the last day, Flex Pool in first, with Mining Pool Hub in second and ZET in third. Once again, make sure you guys aren't chasing profitability on mining pools, but definitely use this tool to make sure that whatever pool you are on hasn't been consistently low for the past 90 days. And in that case, you may want to make a shift. Do not do any pool hopping, because that will damage your profitability, because of course that is looked down upon by the mining pools and they can detect it. So it's all about staying on the most profitable pool that you can for a long amount of time and keeping your hash rate online 24/7. That's really what it comes down to. Let's go ahead and get into questions for today, and then we'll go from there. Oh, yes, cards. So let's go ahead and talk about cards. Let me make sure that they're still in stock before we do this. They are still in stock. There is a sale. It's not really a sale, but they are in stock. And I don't think that I have... Let me see if I can get a... I don't think I have an affiliate, so I'll have to figure this out. I'm busy. Let's see here. Yeah, they don't offer any affiliate codes or anything, unfortunately. But that's on me. That's fine. All right. So if you guys are looking for GPUs, I'll get this linked down for you guys. Right now, you can get the 6600 non-XT Pulse 8 GB for $499 a pop on Roguecast. I have ordered from Roguecast before. They have partnered with content creators I have known for over a decade. The shipping was fine and it was legit, so you're good to go. They do focus on like gamer-centric stuff, so just keep that in mind. And then that is where you're at. Dr. Crippling says Micro Center just had a sum in stock of A2000, $649. Nice. I still have 30 days to wait, unfortunately, for Micro Center. Unfortunately for me. But it is what it is. All right. Let's go ahead and get into questions. First things first, let's thank everybody. Anonymous Miner, thank you for the $7.50 for the morning coffee. Missed you over the holidays. Hope you had a wonderful time with the family. I hope you had a good time with Christmas as well, my dude. Oh, look at me sounding like Bitsby tripping saying my dude. That's I gotta cut that out and be copycat. All right. And then there's dude, I can't even say your name. Either one of those words, but I think IN, thank you for the $5. Says 2 miners reporting on Twitter problems with Ergo. New blocks not paying out a reward. Okay, so we have mining, at least 2 miners on the mining pool not paying out rewards. We would have to go look at the Ergo blockchain. So let's go do that. Ergo. Let's do Ergo Block Explorer. Take a look. Here's the Block Explorer. So the last block was at 10:32. That could just be a problem with 2 miners. Could be just a problem with 2 miners. Let's go ahead and take a look. Go to Hero Miners. Do they not have the... blocks found 6 minutes ago? Shows last reward, but it doesn't show... No reports from Nanopool. Rewards are being credited, but the payouts are currently stopped. New blocks may be rejected. Did they not update their node? Yeah. Probably something to do with that. Right? To ban transactions from getting into the mempool. So something going on with that. Burr. There you go. All right. Be careful with Ergo today. All right, I'm scrolling down. Let's get, if you guys want questions, do @SonOfATech, and that's going to be the easiest for me to point out or find. Aggregate car, yeah, Visual said, @SonOfATech, there was an update to the node that orphaned blocks. Yep, that's what it's looking like. Makes sense. D-Miner says, that was a nice buy. I have to wait for Micro Center too, SonOfATech. Nice site. There you go. Cool, glad you picked one up. Ronald says, I just bought an RTX A2000 from Micro Center before your 30 days is up. From what they told me, these cards don't count towards the 30 days. Really? I don't know if I have time to drive 4 hours. Do not. But maybe I should find the time. LN2 Pro said, sorry, maybe you said it and I missed it, but could you explain why oracles are important? So right off the top of my head, no, I'm dead today. I did talk about them in the what is Ergo video. So you can do like a what is Cardano, Oracle. It's for DeFi, right? I'm trying to find where I found the whole. So how do you explain it? So the easiest way to say it is that oracles provide smart contracts. So the oracles provide smart contracts with data from the real world. And it's important that they are third parties so that they aren't like specifically like run by Cardano themselves, to make sure they are incentivized to provide reliable services. I had found a really good explanation of it, and it should be in that what is video, but I can't find it right now. I'll try to do a deep dive for you though. Crystal Ball says, @SonOfATech, do you have any ways of getting graphics cards that's specific to business owners? No, I do not. SonOfATech, are the new 3080 Founder Editions still light hash rate? I would assume so. Techie Rod, you're trying to link to the video? Yeah, I'll try to go get the video and put it up. Actually, I can probably do that, right? I still need to mod you. That works. Since I know you. Yeah, Henry answered it as well. They provide information from the real world to the blockchain. I'm trying to think of an example. There was a really good one, but I can't find it. Yankee says Coca-Cola or Pepsi. I don't drink either. Water. I mean, I used to drink Coke Zero, but it's really not good for you. Sim STA says Assign of Tech, does SMA give better binding performance? I don't know what SMA is. Which one is that? Let's look. Oh, smart access memory. No. What? You've been able to enable that for forever. We tested that at the launch of the 6800. It does not help mining performance at all. John Lemon, 6800 Flux profits. It's on my list, dude. I finished the 3070 Ti review. Well, I gotta finish the editing today after we're off the stream. So there's that. Kirby says Assign of Attack impacted by the Flexpool DDoS thing at all. Yeah, you can see it. I can show you. We dropped down to like 50% of the shares for about, let's see, how long was that? 1, 2, 3. I don't know. However long this is. It wasn't very bad though. I'm assuming that's what it was. I could be wrong though. It could have been something else. I don't think it was though, because we had all the rigs up at that time. IFT Emon says, any comments about the current dip? It seems like a pretty standard thing to be happening, but I did talk about it earlier in the video if you want to rewatch later. Jose Caro says, Ravencoin price prediction for after the halving. Your video guessed 12 cents-ish, I believe, but we hit 12 yesterday. I mean, it could be in preparation though too. You gotta keep in mind that so Sunday, was it yesterday? Yesterday like Sunday, like Christmas Day, day after Christmas Day, we kind of had like those pumps, and then we're back dipping again today. Boxfan says this isn't a dip. Well, I mean, if we're talking about price going up or price going down, and a dip being price going down, then technically it's a dip. Just saying. But it's just typical fluctuation. Like I said earlier, the highest dip that we had was on Polkadot, and that was still only 8%. Which isn't that bad. Not Computing says, you looked at your Ergo miners and your rejected shares did go up. You had none yesterday, and today I have an average of 2 across my 3 rigs. I should get a payout soon, so you'll see. Well, and that's where I'm a little confused on what they're saying here, right? So, what was it? They said, Ergo miners, Ergo network got some problems. Rewards are being credited, but the payouts are currently stopped. Please mine at your own risk. So, see, okay. To me, this seems like specifically 2 miners maybe not have updated the node to that release 4.0.18, because they're saying the Ergo, here's what's confusing. They're saying the Ergo network has problems. However, they're saying that the rewards are being credited, but the payouts are currently stopped. Usually when you're talking about payouts and mining pools, you're talking about the payout from the mining pool to the miners. So to me, it sounds like they're saying, hey, we're crediting you, essentially, we are crediting you the reward, but we aren't paying it out. And then it sounds like they are not paying it out because they are worried about new blocks being rejected. So there could be a few things going on here. One, they could not have updated and they didn't get proper notification, or they missed the notification for the node update. They could be causing some issues. They could have had issues with the new implementation of the blacklisting that was released on there, which could be causing orphan blocks like mentioned in chat. But I don't think it's, I don't know. I don't know if they're talking about like pool payouts, or if they're actually saying the network is not paying out. If it's orphan blocks, then the network's not going to be paying out. But then in that case, what's happening is that the node's not updated to report the block being orphaned, so it's treating it as an actual block, and that could be what's wrong here. Or something's going wrong with the reporting of the orphan blocks. I don't know. Something like that. Cody Iron says, that son of a tech for US-based KYC exchanges. What are good ones for Firo and Ergo? None that I really know of. All the Ergo I've been swapping and adding liquidity, and just I haven't sold any of it. Firo is a privacy coin, so as far as KYC exchanges, the likelihood of Firo being listed on any KYC exchange ever is extremely low. I'm not sure that we could go to like Firo. Let's do Firo, coin market cap. Boom. I mean, you can always look at like what markets there are, right? But you got Binance, which almost nobody can use anymore, which would be the KYC that I would say go to. None of the rest of these. Yeah, I mean, personally, I would probably just use a non-KYC one if I did use one. It's like Binance is your only option, but really, like, I can't use Binance. I was able to use like the, what is it? The non-KYC version of Binance with a VPN, but now they blocked me on that too. Firo Swap is launched. I don't see a Firo Swap. Yeah, so actually, just to show you, so you understand this too, just because it's on Binance, there's no US dollar pairing. So it's only on the non-KYC version of Binance, which means that you can't actually utilize it. So it's technically not on the the KYC like Binance.us version at all. D Meyer says, later, good people. Later, son of a tech. Have a really great day. You too, dude. When do you think the merge will occur? What is it, June 22nd? June 22nd is when the merge will occur. Bado Drizzle says Binance US is just not confirming my account, so you can't use it. Yeah, pretty much. I didn't see Firo swap, boys. Nothing. Crystal Ball Crypto said, where do you get risers since they've been increasing in price so much? I bought a ton. So I'm still running off stock. I think I still have like 50 left. I haven't bought any in a while, to be honest. But when I have bought them, I just bought them through Amazon. LN2 Pro says Ergo. Like I said, for Ergo, I've just been using non-KYC stuff. But if you're going to like want to report, you're just going to have to manually do it. Or the best way to do it is to, I don't know. Like, honestly, just swap it to Bitcoin and report the Bitcoin. I don't know. Talk to a tax attorney. There's a lot of weirdness when it comes to the smaller coins like that. Detroit says, does Ergo Dex run really slow for you too? No, I mean, there's obviously been like beta issues, beta-like issues where it has been slow and then sometimes it works fine. Mr. Rice says lots of exchanges are afraid of the U.S. government. Yep. And it makes it really hard for everybody to trade. It's funny, too, because, yeah. We'll have to see how this all shakes out. But the U.S. government definitely wants their cut. And the problem is the U.S. government just decides what their cut is. So if you're like a business and it hasn't been put into clear rules what the cut is, right? It's kind of hard. So, and that's something like the reason you need to go talk to a tax attorney and stuff with all your crypto stuff is frankly because everything is that, right? Like it's not cut and dry. The rules surrounding crypto and trading and mining, the rules aren't set very clear. So it's kind of like playing it's kind of risky from the tax perspective. The only video I've done on swapping Ergo is in relation to Ergo Dex, but I do have a video on that. Mike Cian says, Son of a Tech, are you mining only ETH or do you have a portion of your farm on Raven? I'm just on ETH right now. I had some Raven and I pulled off of it. It was fucking with my cards. BitTrue declined to KYC your son earlier this month. You have been on BitTrue forever. Yeah, it's getting rough. I can't get on, let's see, Binance doesn't work for me anymore. What's the other one? Bittrex doesn't work for me anymore. As far as like the KYC exchanges, crypto.com is the easiest. It just is. And then Coinbase, I guess. But then you get stuck in a super awkward position of not being able to invest in early coins either, right? Garrett is saying, is anybody else having slow load times with the Hive app? Yeah, it's been having issues today. The API is all messed up. Or not the API, well, I guess just the load times. It's been slow. It was down this morning a couple hours ago for a little while. And then they got it back up. I mean, to be honest, I don't know. Simple mining looks more attractive all the time to me. My simple mining rigs are fine for like years. And my Hive OS rigs have weird USB issues, which I know people are like, use a hard drive, but why would I use a hard drive if simple mining works perfectly fine on a USB? The app never goes down. It's a little bit more complicated to overclock, but that's about it. Would I mine ETH or Flux? I'm going to keep mining ETH for now. John Lemon ordered some RTX A4000 because they will cross the Flux good when it's time. Nice. I don't know. That Flux increase in difficulty and then quick dip off makes me worry that even like one big farm moving to Flux tried this week and it didn't work out very good. Right? Like, because if it worked out good, they would still be on it. This is what scares me. See the huge increase and then the big drop off? I don't know, dude. Not a huge drop off, but enough of a drop off. To me, it looks like somebody that had a significant amount of hash power was trying to see if it would be profitable for their farm. And then it looks like it wasn't. Yeah, I mean, price just has to follow, right, John? So the difficulty can go up as long as the price goes up to support it. We'll see. It's possible. There's a few options. All right, boys. That's going to call it for today. Thanks for all the questions. Hope you enjoyed the Crypto Mining Morning Show. I have a deep dive on the 3070 Ti mining performance coming out today, hopefully later. And then we also have the 6600 testing going on today. I'll be getting onto that here shortly. And then I have some CPU testing to be doing as well. So stay tuned. Lots of stuff going on. Hobbyist Miner, welcome. Mr. Wright says, are you holding Flux or trading it? I don't mind any of it. I have 0 Flux. Other than like maybe $100 for testing the wallet. That was it. I'll see you next Tuesday.